All right, we're standing in front of the compilation of Dan Gable era for the University of Iowa as you're the head wrestling coach with Dan Gable. 15 NCAA team championships, 355, 21-5 record. And I see at the bottom there, 98-1 Carver Hawkeye Arena dual meet record. Do you remember the one loss?
You kidding me? There's a few places in my career that you have this one loss, and you remember that more than anything. So yeah, it was Penn State, and it was kind of an interesting dual meet because it looked like the dual meet was under control, and we were ahead at the 190-pound weight class, 3 or 4 points, going into the middle of the second part of the match, and we kind of fell apart a little bit. The other kid from Penn State came on, ended up winning like 9-8, something like that, and the only loss in Carver, and it was either 18-17 or 19-18. I think it was 19-18. So yeah, tough loss, but you remember the Owens loss, that's the one. And you remember then you go through all the Olympic trials and have 1 point scored on you. Not at the Olympics, but one at the trials. And those ones pop up a lot. You don't forget those. It's better than 2, better than 3, better than 4, and so as long as you got lots of W's on that other side and very few L's, which 1 isn't a lot, but it's more than I want. You remember it. You remember it.
Well, you talked about the Larry Owings loss that gets brought up a lot. Put on the Dan Gable coaching hat since we're right in front of this. If you were the coach and you were coaching Larry Owings, what did you like that he did against Dan Gable, the wrestler?
Oh, he was able to compete hard the whole match. He went in it with a lot of confidence. And if he hadn't competed hard the whole match, if he didn't go in it with confidence, it would have been a pretty easy match for me, even though I wasn't prepared as much as I usually get, based on the fact that you focus and concentrate and get yourself ready, and doing too many interviews and distractions, and probably thinking I was going to win without having to go through all that. But coaching hat is, you don't take a chance. You got a guy in a unique position. You got Cale Sanderson going for his 4th NCAA title, undefeated. You make sure that he gets done what he needs to get done as a coaching staff member. And you make sure that you have somebody that's following and kind of staying away from him, but making sure that there's no distractions. You got to do that. When history is in the making, you make the history, especially when it should have been done. However, in my case, I have to tell you, I think it did me some good. Just give me a pretty good boot. A boot, I mean, kick in the butt, and it got me to go to a higher level than I would have probably went at had I won that match or even dominated that match. But that's part of the game, and ideally, I would have liked to have won and dominated that match and continued to do what I did after that, with that. And as an athlete, I don't think it would have happened, because I think when I got that boot, I think I got that extra adrenaline. But then even as a coach, and even after winning a whole lot as a coach, let down a little. And so you just have a tendency, once you get into that routine of winning, to kind of ease off, and that's not good. And when you do that, usually take a pretty good jolt. It takes a pretty good jolt to get you back on track, and I've had a few jolts in my life.
Well, you started a lot with this bracket, as we're going to move over here, 1966 Midlands Wrestling Championship bracket. This is really what started a lot for you on your legacy and how you competed as an athlete. What do you remember about winning this particular tournament in 1966?
Well, I can compare it to actually my loss with Owings. And how can I compare it with that? Well, you have a kid coming into probably the toughest tournament in the country as a freshman right out of high school, 3 months. And here he is down here. I don't know if I was seated or not, but looks like I might have been, but maybe not, because they have Beam here, should have Hada somewhere here, but anyway, he's up here. But I don't know how they place him in this particular bracket. But you got a kid that actually went in there ready to compete hard. That was me. I was ready to give it all I had, and I really didn't get in awe of who was in there. Don Beam, Masaki Hada. It really wasn't affecting me. Like, I got to be careful. I got to slow down. I'm going to possibly get beat. You know, those types of thoughts. I just remember getting sky high for each match, and I won. So the bottom line was, I remember going into the Beam match, and Don Beam was kind of he was on my list for about a month or two, and it wasn't so much he was on my list. My teammates were building him up at Iowa State, and so that kind of, you know, it brought attention to him and to me. And what was an interesting situation is Don Beam's a very good fireman's carry athlete, and I actually got a fireman's carry on him to get me back in the match early because he got a couple takedowns on me, and then I hit him with a fireman's carry and I put him to his back, put me ahead, and then the rest of the match I was able to kind of grind and stay ahead of him. But the Masaki Hada match, I really went into that match the same way as I went into the Beam match or any other ones that I had here. And so you know, it's the right type of attitude to win. I don't know, there's a big tear here, you know. I don't know if you know how that got there. Do you know how that got there?
Mm.
I don't know. I have a feeling, I put my fist through it. I have a feeling. I just remember something happening one day at home, and I got upset about something. And my mom was pretty upset, so she got it back together pretty good. But I can't recall what it was. But it was stupidity. But I'm proud of that Midlands, because that's really the first time that a lot of people, it opened people's eyes. It may have opened my eyes and said, wow, maybe I'm pretty good, you know. And I think the rest of the people, it really started drawing more attention to this tournament, and nationally, it was making a lot of headway for the sport of amateur wrestling.
All right. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.